point this to me. Is this my son?
Swing and a drive. Right field. Tucker. Back. Wall. Watching it. It's out of here. Jason Dominguez does it again.
Today is Sunday, September 3rd, and the Yankees were in Houston to try and complete the three-game sweep of the Astros. Mike King was on the mound looking to keep the momentum going. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Series number 1 of the quote-unquote Utes, or the Baby Bombers 2.0 era, was an unequivocal success. One might even say it was out of this world. 3-0. And if this series doesn't tell you about the kind of energy that a young group of players can inject into a team, now you're learning. If you're a young fan and all you've known are the Yankees of the last, few years, you're seeing now what we saw in 2005, what we saw again in 2016, and that is an injection of youth. And these kids can play. To come into this building fighting against a team that is in the hunt for the AL West Championship, the defending world champions, and they are trying to win every game right now, while the Yankees are just playing for pride at this point. And to get significant contributions from all the young players, I tell you, it could not have gone much better. Yankees have swept the Astros and are creeping back towards 500. They got the day off tomorrow, and then the kids will put on the pinstripes against the Tigers on Tuesday night. That is going to be must-see TV. I mean, we've seen what kind of streaks Dominguez can go on. We saw it in spring training. We're seeing it now. And man, I'm pumped. It looks like Dominguez is going to be one of those special phenom type of players. And how many of those guys are switch hitters? And now, now that you know he can play and he's for real, and you've got LeMahieu swinging the bat better again, you know that Wells can hit, that makes this winter a little bit easier. You might not need to do as much turnover. We'll talk about it whenever we put out the postmortem, but fantastic series for all the kids. Volpe is for real. He's getting better almost every day. He makes like a great play on defense almost every night now. It's so much fun to watch. Peraza had another double tonight. Pereira had a tough night. He was 0 for 4, struck out 4 times. But the youth movement is here, and it is for real. Houston jumped out to a 1-0 lead off of Mike King in the first, but otherwise, Mike King had a very, very good start tonight. 1 run, no walks, 4 strikeouts against a damn good lineup. You will take that every time. Christian Javier, to his credit, was dominating tonight against the Yankees lineup. And look, if you got Josh Donaldson in there and Aaron Hicks in there, the Yankees get 2 hits tonight and they lose. So, good to see the youth contributing. DJ got robbed of a home run early on in this game, and then Judge and Dominguez both hit the ball well in their second at-bats, but I think through the first 5 innings, the Yankees had just 1 hit, and Javier was dealing. Yankees tied it up in the 6th inning. Oswaldo Cabrera with a line drive single, and then DJ LeMahieu smoked one into the gap in left field. Cabrera came around to score. Yordan Alvarez actually slipped on the warning track. Looked really bad for a second. He was pointing at his left knee. He stayed in the game. But 2 batters later, the Martian.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Close encounter of the 4th kind. Second big league home run.
Welcome to Earth.
358 feet. And we get to unveil the new Martian home run sound effect. 2-run shot. I know it's early, man, but Dominguez seems pretty good at baseball. I told you guys. I told you guys he was going to be good. I was hoping he was going to be good. I was talking out of my ass. I don't know. They spent all this money on him. He's a switch hitter. Swing looked good to me. What the hell do I know, though? Tommy Kahnle threw 2 very good innings tonight in the 6th and 7th. He deserves some recognition. Loaizaga put a couple of guys on in the 8th, but got a big 1-4-3 double play to get out of it. Top 9, Gleyber Torres welcomes you to Gleyber Day weekend.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Cherokee Indian says, I think we got our Astros destroyer in Dominguez. It's the Asteroids. Did you guys see that fan tonight? They had a fan who got called for fan interference, was allowed to stay in the ballpark, and they put him on TV, and it was like Jeffrey Mayer all over again. Hilarious. The guy was like, I've been an Asteroids fan forever. And I was like, this guy's going to have the #1 podcast in America inside of a week. First guest, according to Frankie Baseball, Steve Bartman. 24th home run of the year for Gleyber Torres. Later in the inning, Austin Wells ripped an RBI double off the right field wall. Beautiful, beautiful swing. First career double. Peraza brought him in with a double of his own. And the Yankees hang on to win and sweep the Houston Astros.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
R.I.P. to Bob Barker. Mike to AC Merch says, nice pop time for Wells. Very, very worth mentioning. We got to see him throw out his first base runner in the major leagues tonight. I believe they said his pop time was 1.95, which is slightly better than the league average, which is about 2 seconds. So that's the time, pop time from the time you catch it, pop up, and throw it to second base, how long it takes. And he nailed the runner. It was a good throw, too. You can be quick and still make a bad throw. It's about being quick and also making a good throw. So really good to see. I can't wait to see some of these kids in pinstripes. I hope they give these kids better numbers. Something weird, just about, 88, 89, 91. Come on, let's show these kids some respect. I mean, maybe that's the Yankees' way of kind of rebelling. Like, that's their version of beards. Let's give them a crazy high number. A lot of belt options tonight. Great night for Michael King. Very good night out of the bullpen from Tommy Kahnle. Gleyber Torres, multi-hit game, and the big home run in his return to the lineup. But the man of the hour is indeed a Martian.
Let's go. Belt winner.
Working Ania Vlogs says, Derek, I think we have to keep Torres. What do you think? And glad to say that Wells has a nice stance and a good hitter. So, first of all, the Torres thing is interesting because he's been one of the Yankees' best hitters all season. He is now hitting .272, which on this team, it's like hitting .350. I mean, you still look at the batting averages, 241, 231, 218, 200, 130, 161, 213. They're getting home runs from Dominguez. They're winning now. They're winning ball games. But still, not a great average hitting team. I like Gleyber Torres as a player. I think he's an excellent hitter. I think he's clutch. He's not a smart base runner. He does not have a high baseball IQ. He is not a good second baseman. He's thrown way too many balls away. And I was fooled. I thought he was an average to above average second baseman for most of this year until I dug into the numbers. And it just struck me that he is allergic to making double plays at second base. I mean, he throws a ton of them away. He threw one the other day to lose a game. Look, if you're going to move him to left field, then you're not going to sign Bellinger because your center fielder is going to be Dominguez. If you sign Bellinger, who's a guy I think the Yankees really need, then Dominguez slides over to left field, and that closes off an exit point for Gleyber Torres. So your options at that point are either leave him at second base and let him play out his contract, or trade him and play one of the younger kids in the infield. And I think either Peraza or Volpe, really. I mean, Volpe's going to stay at shortstop, but Peraza could definitely play second base. Peraza can also play third base. Personally, if I had to guess, I'd say based on the Yankees' offense and lack of production this year, I can't see them thinking it's a good idea to get rid of one of their better hitters. I mean, he's going to hit 30 home runs this year, or close to it. He's got 24 now. We got a number of games remaining. I think he'll have 27 minimum, and he's been swinging a hot bat, so it might be more. But it'll be an interesting winter for sure. The Yankees are going to do some stuff. The Bleacher Creature, talking about the kids, says they are passing the tests.
Bing.
Let's go over to the highlights, and we'll watch through them. There's not a ton of highlights tonight. It was an ESPN game. Sometimes that can be tough. This episode, as with all episodes of NYY Recaps, brought to you by Game Time, the fastest-growing ticket app in the world. Download Game Time to your phone or other smart device, or visit the GameTime.co website to get last-minute tickets to all your favorite events. You can view your seats. They're always super low prices. Someone will send you your tickets, usually within 5 minutes, and you just log on with Ticketmaster. It's really easy to use. Use the code NYY Recaps for $20 off your first purchase. Game Time, lowest price on last-minute tickets guaranteed. Tabor Talk says lots of happy people here. Shiny, happy people. I probably got the tune there wrong. All right, so let's take a look at some of the highlights here. This was Mike King with the backdoor fastball, the two-seamer, for the strikeout. This was Austin Wells gunning down a runner at second base. And you see right on the money with the throw. Very nice tag from Gleyber Torres. This was Oswaldo turning on an inside fastball. You like to see that from him, line drives. He's been popping the ball up way too much this year. This was the double from DJ LeMahieu. 2 hops off the wall. And then the Martian. Breaking ball down and in, 80 miles an hour, 97 off the bat, and about 10 rows deep. And that's probably close to second deck at Yankee Stadium, if not in the second deck at Yankee Stadium. Just an unbelievable performance from this kid. As we got over 1,000 in the chat right now. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. We're selling some Martian merchandise. This was a home run from Gleyber Torres. A little choo-choo action. And the Yankees hang on to win. Let's take a look at this box score. You see 8 hits for the Yankees, 1 for LeMahieu, 1 for Dominguez. Torres, 2 hits, the only multi-hit game on the night. Volpe, another hit. He's hitting 218. It seems like he's going to hang in there around 220 for a while. You'd like him to finish. I mean, 220 is not a big difference from 218. It just looks a lot better. You'd love for him to have a hot September and hit 230, but it's getting late. Wells 1 for 3 with the double and a walk. I thought he had good at-bats. Pereira, tough night, 0 for 4. Peraza, 1 for 4 with a ribby. And Cabrera, 1 for 4. Struck out a couple of times, hitting 213. King, 5 good innings. Canely, Loizaga, and Holmes shut it down.
Absolutely. Hey.
All right, let's take a few comments here. Luke says, what was the moment that made you a Yankee fan? It's hard to identify a moment. I remember getting a Don Mattingly jersey and a little wooden bat for my 4th birthday. I remember that my brother had a TV in the closet, and I remember watching Don Mattingly hit a home run against the White Sox. It was probably 1990, and I remember watching it on that TV. And I remember that was the first moment that I became a fan of a player, and it was Don Mattingly. He's still my favorite player ever. And my brother Kevin, my birthday or my bedtime was around 9 o'clock, but the Yankee game would still be going on at 9 o'clock. So after my parents would put me to bed, my brother, who was down the end of the hall, would come out of his bedroom and motion for me to come listen to the rest of the game in his room. So I would sit at the foot of his bed and I'd listen to John Sterling and Michael Kay, maybe the people before those guys. It was probably 89. I was probably 6, 7 years old. So that was my earliest baseball memories. And my dad, he stuck a baseball and a bat in my hand like the day I got home from the hospital. So anyway, go to NYYRecaps.shop and check out our Martian merchandise. Will Starr says, do we still boo Cashman on the 22nd? I think he's still going to get booed. But look, these kids have made his life a lot easier this offseason. Because now you've got a center fielder, right? You've got a legit center fielder. You've probably got a catcher. Austin Wells looks fine back there. And I was telling Pete on the Designated Spitters today that with a catcher, it's almost great if you don't notice them, right? I mean, when I notice a catcher, it's typically because they're bad. If they're throwing guys out all the time, that means teams think they can run on them. And it's like, oh, yeah, this guy's got a hose or whatever. But guys are testing him. But nowadays, they know what your arm is like. So if you got a great arm, they typically won't run on you very much. So you just receive and try not to, let your pitcher get shelled. And a good catcher, you most of the time don't notice them. That's just kind of my personal theory. Bobby says these kids saved Cashman's ass.
Absolutely. Hey.
Excellent.
Tabor Talk says Yankees 28 home runs in the last 12 games. They are 6-1 in their last 7. It's good to see them turning it around. I'm feeling pretty good right now. There's an old adage in baseball: don't believe anything you see in March and don't believe anything you see in September. But the Astros are not mailing it in right now. They're fighting for the AL West title. They're trying to win these games. And it's not like Dominguez hit that home run off of some stiff. Christian Javier is a good pitcher. Verlander's a good pitcher. These are good pitchers. So I'm going to believe it because it fits what I want to be true. It's Toxic Jelly says, love the young blood. When do you think we will see Jones, Arias, and Sweeney get called up? Jones, I think, has a legitimate chance next year. He is in Double-A. He was promoted to Double-A late in the season, much as Jason Dominguez was last season. You got to think that if he handles Double-A the same way that Volpe and Dominguez did, where you play great for the first several months, or at least get hot in the middle of the season, you get a promotion to Triple-A, and then you're one phone call away. It depends on whether or not they're going to need him, too. I mean, if you sign Bellinger to play center field and you got Dominguez in left and Judge in right, there's no need for Spencer Jones. If you do that, if you make that move, immediately I give Spencer Jones a first baseman's mitt and say, get good at it, baby. Because he is 6'7". He's got a huge wingspan. And with that left-handed swing, that just fits the mold of the classic way the Yankees win. Big power hitting, left-handed first baseman. Cherokee, and he says this is 2016 on steroids. 2016 season, everything happened, it seemed like, in August. Like, that's when Gary Sanchez went crazy. Judge came up, hit his home runs. They kind of made a run at the playoffs, but they were pretty much out of it at this point. This year, where it's too late in the season, we are completely out of it. There's like a 0.5% chance that we make the playoffs. But look, if you win every night, which this team has been doing lately, and you do that for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, you can make up a lot of ground, especially when teams are not playing great in front of you. So we will see. Lori C. says, NYYRecaps.myshopify.com. You can also go to NYYRecaps.shop and pick up your Martian merchandise. Great night for the New York Yankees.
Game over, man. Game over.
I gotta get out of here.
Emmanuel Munoz says Jones has already played first base at Vanderbilt. Interesting. I did not know that. But it makes sense. Big, tall kid. He's also a center fielder. He runs really well.
Most impressive.
Of all the Yankees that I've watched play the outfield, from spring training through today, that includes Dominguez, that includes Bader, that includes Judge, I think that the best runner of any of them is Spencer Jones. He has got a beautiful stride. He looks like an Olympian out there. Go watch some highlights of him running down balls. There was a few of them in spring training. I mean, he glides like Bernie Williams. They used to say that about Joe DiMaggio. They said that he would glide when other men would just, run. He would glide, seem to float. And I thought Bernie kind of had that attribute as well. He was just so smooth. It would be a shame to waste that at first base, but hey, if you got Bellinger and you got Dominguez and you got Judge, you got to find somewhere to play him if he's a big lefty who can hit. So I'm hoping that the youth movement continues. I feel really good about Dominguez so far, obviously. I think Pereira will hit. I think Peraza will hit. I'm still kind of working on the postmortem, but the tone is changing now with a hint of optimism. JC Dinosaur says, if you want Jones at first, where would Rizzo go? Well, Rizzo's only signed for one more year. And remember, Jones is still going to be at AA next year. So if you move Jones to first base and let him learn in the minor leagues for a year, by the time Rizzo's ready to give it up as a free agent, then Jones can just slide right in. And I'd imagine you'll see Jones end of next season as well, especially if he hits well. There's this guy that Judge works with. He's called the Teacher Man, and he's a hitting guru. And he's the one who built Aaron Judge's swing. And if you look at Judge's swing, you reverse it on video, it looks identical to Barry Bonds' swing, right? If you can take Jones, who's naturally a lefty, and teach him how to hit like Bonds, hey, we're just setting the bar a little high here, but it's Sunday night. It's Labor Day tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday night with pinstriped highlights of our favorite Martian and the rest of the gang. Happy holiday. Remember not to wear white after Labor Day. I'll see you tomorrow, or Tuesday.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.